Try to at least wrap this because I'm getting.
I need to go too.
But I guess just to put a wrap up on this, the fundamental question is this: what do you do with the mothers? We both agree, get rid of the doctors. We also agree, get rid of the pills. I agree with that, even if the law doesn't say that. I agree.
How do you get? Why would you get rid of the pills? Taking them is not wrong.
No, but it leads to an abortion. It does.
Yeah, but you can get an abortion without the pills.
I mean, yeah, if you just punch your stomach repeatedly, I guess you probably could. You know, I guess
there's enough herbs. There's all sorts. You get on the website.
I think to actively get an abortion is wrong.
I'm saying you will never get rid of abortion.
I'm never
unless you criminalize abortion.
Right, but the question now becomes, what is the punishment?
But who chooses the abortion?
Well, the women. But I'm not like. Let me get to my point. I agree with the doctors. Get rid of them. I agree with the herbs, the medicines, whatever.
You can't get rid of them.
Well, you can most certainly.
Nah, some of this stuff is just like in Italian cuisine, like taking a bunch of.
You're not gonna get an abortion over lasagna. What are you talking about?
There are certain ways to abort babies that you can look up. I'm not going to tell you any recipes.
All right,
but
well, I don't
know.
I mean, I'll question the efficacy of
the problem isn't
those methods.
The problem isn't the thing that you use to kill, it's the motive to kill. So, like,
but I guess the question
like
is,
an abortionist, like a literal, like surgical weapon abortionist, doesn't wake up in the morning and go find babies to kill. He turns on the light and he looks at his appointment book and he kills the babies that are brought to him. Who's causing that baby to die? It's whoever is bringing that baby to him for destruction. He is the pill. Who's causing the baby to die from the pill? It's whoever orders the pill and takes the pill. Like those pills come in the mail and you put them in your mouth. That's the abortionist. So I'll agree with you. Only the abortionist should be murdered. That's the mother, right?
That would be. Are you talking about the mother? To clarify, are you talking about the mother should be?
You say like the only person who should be punished, not murdered. Only person, only person. We're getting tied up and cold. The only person who should ever be punished for abortion is the person who is doing the abortion, who's causing the abortion.
No, I'm not going to get tied up in semantics because maybe I'm not understanding.
The abortionist.
And we can agree to the mother.
The abortionist.
But what does that mean? Is it that the doctor? Is that the mother?
The mother is the abortionist.
Okay. All right.
And I think, yes.
Then maybe, as an incentive to prevent that, we could agree. But to say the death penalty, if you want to see, like,
Well, maybe it's not the death penalty. Like in Connecticut, where there's no death penalty. I advocated for equality. In Oklahoma, you have the death penalty.
All right.
In Connecticut, you don't have the death penalty, right? Actually, I don't know.
I don't know.
California, you don't have the death penalty.
Yeah,
right, so equal treatment in California would be what? It would be whatever is done to a born murderer, a person who murders a born person, you want equality in California. Fixing the justice system is a different thing.
Yeah, that is a different thing.
You may want the death penalty in California, but say you don't have the death penalty and you're trying to abolish abortion, you'd want the penalties for murder to be equal in California. You would have work to do there, but that's what you'd want. But in Oklahoma, we don't have it because pro-lifers are the majority, and pro-lifers do not want to criminalize abortion.
And like I said, if you want to issue like a policy, because like I do believe incentives are everything, you know, but if I'm not fully on board with, Yeah,
because you're a pro-lifer and I'm an abolitionist. Well, but if I can convert you to abolition, it gets me one person closer.
I think it's extreme. I think it's also impractical too. Just because we have a death penalty never did stop murderers. I think there actually needs to be meaningful reform to actually prevent that. Be it, I don't know, like if you want to say prison, then that's fine. We could do 6 months a year, community service, whatever it may be to actually get the point across that, hey, you shouldn't do this ever again.
Well, there's two reasons. There's two reasons.
Say death, like I'm not.
No, there's two. Okay, there's two reasons that people want to prohibit murder. One's like a societal reason to improve society and culture.
No, but it's also like it's.
And that's the prohibitive thing. Incentivize not murdering. Then the other one is if you believe in God and obeying God.
Yeah, and I think
so. I do believe in God and obeying God. I also believe in loving my neighbor as myself. I think prohibiting murder is good for my neighbors and is obedience to my God. And so I try to do both. I realize I live in a culture where the vast majority doesn't give a flip about what God thinks and also doesn't really, because of that, buy into what he says will be good for our neighbors. I think when he sets up his law as an example, his law like to the Israelites, he's trying to say this is what a perfect, good human culture would do. That's why there's so much death penalty in the law of God. We're very, very far from that. I know. I don't think we're just going to jump into that out of nowhere. But I think that the reason our culture is as jacked up as it is, and you do have as much murder. Sorry, were you just hanging out? I'm sorry. What's that? Okay, you were hanging out, and I was like, sometimes we've been talking for a long time, and I always feel bad when someone's hanging out. But I do have to go because
Well,
anyway.
thank you very
What was your
much.
name, man? I forgot. Anthony. We talked this whole time. We didn't get any proborts.
If you enjoy my videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to create clips like these fast, try Opus Clips. It's smart, simple, and built for creators.